Okay, hello. My name is Jackson Malone with Weasel News, and I'm here with Felix Fox, himself in the flesh. Hi, Felix.
Hey,
Oh my gosh, Chief Operations Officer at Rockford Records, an icon and pop sensation himself. How are you feeling today?
right. I'm feeling good. I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time I'm doing that myself. I've been here a couple times with my artist, but to sit here myself is quite differently, I would say.
What's different about it?
Just you know, I, first of all, the excitement to promote my own things again, after a year break that I took and just, helped other people and stuff. And just like nervous to like, because when I released back then, you only had the possibilities, as I told you earlier, just to like, post your little poster and your social medias and, post your like song and stuff. And now, there are billboards. I have my first billboard up at Haywick and, now sitting here. It's just like everything is so different. So like, it just feels different when you do it for yourself instead of like for others, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. So you said the billboard's on Howick. We'll have to go check that out.
It's so
For sure.
cute.
Oh, I'm excited to see it. So speaking of past releases, so Rebirth, most recent
Mhm.
project. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it was released on June 7th of last year. Does that sound right?
It was, yes.
Okay.
But it was
Um,
like done earlier. We just released it later, but it was like done in like March, April-ish.
okay, so truly a year. Looking back on that EP, are you happy with it as it is?
Um, I would say, I'm pretty proud. I mean, End of Time is pretty much like the favorite thing have ever done, I think. Until now, the new stuff I love, but um I enjoyed Rebirth, the whole era. It was very cutesy with the butterfly theme things, my logo being turned into like the two F's into like a heart-shaped butterfly, if that makes sense. If you like look closely at it, it makes sense.
Hmm.
And like the whole promo era of everything, it was a good project. Everything around it was amazing. It was a joy to, just create it and stuff. So yeah, no, it was amazing back then.
Yeah, I definitely love the aesthetic of it. I know you're saying that you loved everything about it, but if given the chance to change anything, would you have done anything differently for it?
I mean, after a year, yes, just because I learned certain things, I learned new techniques, I learned just like better writing stuff, and it's you learn over time, so you do criticize yourself from the past. Like when I look back at my first album, for example, to Rebirth, it had the same effect, and now sitting here with the new stuff and thinking back about Rebirth, there would be a lot of things I would have changed now or just done stuff that I would have done differently now. But I mean, it was iconic in its time, and um, so I would give it that. But yes, there would be things I would change.
Okay. Um, all right. Well, I do want to get into, a little bit of the new stuff, obviously, and we'll get there. And I
Mhm.
think that, the people watching definitely want to get to that. But what have you been up to since? I mean, it's been, as you said, a year. A lot can happen in a year. What's been going on in the life of Felix Fox?
Um, so obviously, I've been managing a lot. I've been creating a lot of, events with artists. I've been a big help in there. I've been actively songwriting for other people in the past year, which was a lot of fun. And just creating, like trying different genres this time, finding out what really fits me. And I guess like after every like release, you kind of are so exhausted when it comes to music that you like need to like kind of find a new self. And
For sure.
for me, it was just like, I took the year to really like find out like what's good for me, what do I want to try, what do I, so I took a little, trip just to find myself, I would say, and it worked, and yeah, no, I've been, still actively working a lot, just behind the scenes, I would say this time, but um I was working my ass off.
Yeah, I think definitely in a role such as yourself, such as my role here, it's definitely like behind the scenes. People don't really get to see it. Um,
Mhm.
how is your role as, and correct me if I'm wrong, COO, Chief Operations Officer at Rockford
Mhm.
Records, shifted your focus from making music for yourself?
I mean, that position is mostly so I'm like, I would say, yeah, I don't know if, what is the right saying? Do people say the right hand or the left hand to someone? Right hand, right?
I would say
Or
right
am
hand,
I
yeah. Mhm.
right? So it's like mostly being like Dakota's right hand, making decisions when Dakota is not around, being an active spokesperson for Rockford Records, obviously, as well as, working with different businesses. That's like kind of the thing that I do, create collabs, create sponsorships and stuff, promoting people on social media, having them on Evergram, on Birdie, getting their billboards out, like, having the talks with government, all that, all that kind of stuff. Like that's like kind of my role. Obviously, also giving critiques about music, listening to stuff, sitting in studio sessions, and just giving my input in certain things. So I think that's just where it comes differently. Like it's more so like the whole behind the scene thing instead of just when I do music for myself. It's just like creating everything around it, if that makes sense.
No, definitely. It makes the magic, definitely. Um, I'm not sure if you want to get into it, but what are some of the biggest challenges that you face while helping Dakota run a record label in our beautiful city of Evergreen?
Um, that's a tough question. I think the biggest things or like the toughest things sometimes you have to face is disappointment when something doesn't work how you wanted it to work or you envisioned to work and planned it to work. But obviously you can't make everything perfect all the time. So it's hard sometimes to see the disappointment in people's faces when certain things just didn't work out the way they wanted to. I mean, we have
Yeah.
a big amount, actually a huge amount of artists in Rockford already. And sometimes, you just have to say no when, for example, when it comes to promotion, billboards and stuff, you just have a certain amount of stuff that you can do. And sometimes you just have to say, that person was quicker, or you have to tell people like, no, we cannot go out this much just because, someone else is also doing something. So it's that. Obviously, the music scene, we all know the divas, we all met the divas,
Right. Yeah.
Um, sometimes, there's a lot of, drama, but
Sure.
that's like, I wouldn't even say that's like the toughest thing, because I mean, after like almost doing this for 2 years, I feel like, or 1.5 year for me, but like 2 years for Dakota, we learned how to just, ignore certain things, just get over it, that it always worked for Rockford. We always did our own thing. And that was, I wouldn't say it's a tough thing to deal with, but not the toughest. I do feel like the disappointment is sometimes the toughest thing.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. And I do think there's a lot of beauty in imperfection as well. So not
True.
everything has to be perfect. Um, okay. You said, I mean, obviously Rockford, I think it's well known. The amount of artists that are signed under your label are plentiful. There's lots of you.
Mhm.
What, if any, lessons have you learned from working with other artists that you will now apply to your own music?
Um, I mean, it's that's tough as well, just because everybody deals with things differently when it comes to music. Everybody has like their own mind, their own like, I guess, mindset on what is or how their art should be expressed and how it works. So, I think for me it's more so accepting how people do it and just, still staying in my own lane. I think what I learned, or like, I think the person that helped me a lot to learn a lot of things is Elena. And that might sound crazy to a lot of people, but Elena told, I learned from Elena to just, ignore things, to, if you do something, do it 100% and even more. And, just to go all out, I guess that's what I learned from her the most. But other than that,
No, yeah.
yeah.
She definitely did her big one with Pop Bible, I must
Oh, she
say.
did. I mean, we saw the
Yeah.
billboards all around town. Like, how much did she have? Like 8, 9?
Something like that. I don't know, but I this isn't about her, but I don't know. Can you tease any? Is the deluxe album coming soon?
Okay, so I cannot say anything. And Elena, my love,
Okay,
if you see
okay,
this, but I can say I was in a writing session with Elena, I guess.
okay. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, enough about
Yes.
Elena. Enough about Rockford. Let's talk about you. I mean, rumor has it you're set to release new music. You confirmed it here today. What made
Hmm.
you decide it was the right time to come back?
I mean, technically, a week ago was the yearly anniversary of End of Time. And, I don't know, it kind of hit me. It just out of nowhere hit me. I mean, I've been working on this project for like, again, like for a year, and I didn't know when it should come out. And I was pretty, I had a lot of self doubt this time working on everything. I don't even know where it came from. It's just, I'm a perfectionist, and I really like, I love music. Like, music is the way I express myself. And after like a lot of events that happened to me earlier this year, my divorce,
Oh, I was
I
going to
guess,
ask you about that. Yeah.
yeah, the divorce, then also, learning that I do have my show with CLS that's coming out soon. And
Yes,
it
that as
just it
well.
just felt like it's the right time. Like, there's so much going around right now with stuff that I can work with. And I mean, from a promo perspective, it just came naturally. Beginning of the
Yeah, it's a smart
show,
business move for sure.
a lot. My name is already out there, so it just felt naturally. And the title, that, or like the lead single from the album that is coming out, pretty much fits with my divorce as well. So, it was just
Oh,
like, it's not written about that, though. I will say that it's not written. It was just like,
okay. Just to
it just
clarify, right?
fitted. It just fitted in like naturally with like everything together. So I felt like it was the right timing.
Okay. So I feel like, since you kind of opened that bag of worms, that maybe we should touch on it now.
Hmm.
That recent your recent marriage with Curtis. I
Hmm.
don't take this the wrong way. It's pretty short lived. What
It
went
was.
wrong in the marriage with Curtis?
Um, I mean, yeah, no, it was pretty short lived. You could say that. Um, I think what went wrong is just, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I was with Curtis for like a year,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. So prior
like,
to the marriage, you were with him for a while, yes. But the marriage
yeah,
itself, I
it
feel
was
like was
just
brief
it
in
just
comparison.
felt like, the love ran out. It just felt like it became more so a friendship, if that makes sense. Like, there are no harsh feelings between me and Curtis whatsoever. We work together. He's an artist of mine. I'm very professional when it comes about Rockford. I'm never playing about Rockford, but um, it just felt like the love ran out like a longer time ago, and we just dragged it into a certain amount of time. And we did that until both of us just couldn't take it anymore. More so me. I was the one that asked for the divorce. Um But yeah, no, I just felt like there was more so friendship than love in, also being, both of us being artists, being in the public eye, having a certain amount of eyes on us, just brought a lot of rumors, a lot of negative things. And that can do a lot to a relationship when people tell you things about your partner, but
Sure.
obviously you try to believe them. But it's just like being in the public eye, like everybody has an opinion and everybody brings in their like thoughts and rumors and stuff they apparently saw, and it did a lot to us. So we just decided to stay friends, and that's about it.
Okay, I respect that. What would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned from that relationship, or other past relationships that you'll carry with you going forward?
Okay, listen. I don't mean Curtis. I don't mean camera. I don't mean Curtis. But if you ever get cheated on, never stay. I've did that too many times. Never do it. Never do it. I mean, it brought me, you know what? Hold on. If you're an artist, do that because it gives you a lot of inspiration for songwriting. But like, if you're not, like, don't, like, like, take care of yourself. Um,
Yeah, be selfish about it. Yeah, definitely.
but
I
it
appreciate that.
just, I guess, it just teach my past relationships just teach me to put myself first, I guess.
Yeah, as you should. Self love is important. I love that.
Exactly.
Speaking of love, um, and as you've already brought it up yourself, CLS Productions, Until the End of Time, seemingly a new
Hmm.
Bachelor show, in the
Oh,
works.
yes.
How did you end up as their Bachelor?
You want to know the truth?
Well, yes, that's why we're here.
I asked to be the bachelor.
Oh, okay.
No, I
How
mean
did that conversation go?
it was just like, I was thinking with some friends. We were like in a group session and we were just like hanging out and talking. And I remember us talking about how it is hard to have like a relationship in a public eye, and that there should be something that like a test they have to go through to know if they can deal with it, because that's what I also like had to deal with a lot of times, that people just couldn't dealt with how busy I am with Rockford, how much I have to do, people knowing me or me just talking to like everyone that I pass in the street and stuff.
Sure.
And we just said to, or we like talked about it, like there should be a test, so like to know if they could like deal with the life around you. So it kind of like came to my like crazy head, and I am a businessman through and through, especially through Rockford. Like I just learned how to make every business opportunity a life thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've worked with Heartless or like CLSProductions in the past year when I was in Celebrity of Los Santos season 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I knew, I can trust them. And, I just pitched the idea and they just said, why are you not doing it? Like, why are you not putting yourself through the test and having people, audition or to be casted to, date you? And why not? Why not? I've been through so many relationships. I had so much shit I had to deal with. Like, give me some attention. Like I think it's the right time that I get attention for once and don't have to fight for a man, but they have to fight for me.
Right. Right. It is the season of Felix Fox. I'm here for it.
Right. This is my
Right.
year.
Yes. Yes. How involved are you in the process of creating the show?
Not a lot. Um, I mean, it's hard to say. I would say it's just I was there during the auditions. Obviously, they pitch their things to me and what I'm comfortable with. Um, and I just mostly said yes and no. I was part of the people that did, you know, talk or at least like said who were my favorite people at the auditions. Um, but that's about it. I think everything else is pretty much going from CLSProductions.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Are there any deal breakers or red flags that you'll be watching out for?
I quickly talked about it on Pillow Talk last week. Um, so
All right. Well, for those who haven't seen that episode, maybe share it
so yeah, no, for
is.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's I guess I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like just people that are there to like get their moment or you know to get like a bag out of it. You never know. These dating shows, you know, sometimes people are there for the, you know, major prize, which is me in that case. It sometimes feels weird to say that, but I mean, it's the fact in this case, I guess. But I will look out for, again, just people trying to get out of, like, get something out of it. Um, which, you know, and I guess also my biggest like my biggest fear of everything is that the cast is just starting to dating each other during this filming.
That I think is something to be scared of.
I
Yeah,
think it's valid, right?
I would say so. I don't know the ins and outs of the show. I don't know how much you know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like you have like a set amount of like days or weeks that these people are going to be together? Like what of it like can you share?
I don't really know. I know it would not be like CLS like season one. It will not be like a live show. It will be a filmed and edited show. So I don't really know what's coming out of it. We didn't start the filming yet. I think we're aiming for the end of March. That's what I do know. Um, but I can't really reveal anything because I just don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Um,
Okay.
I guess, you know, I have to surprise myself and people just have to watch the show, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
see how
Very,
it turns out.
yeah. When we all find out that it's coming out, we'll be sure to promote it as well. So everybody watching, make sure to stay tuned for more information regarding that. I'm very excited to see that for you, and hopefully you find some love that'll last, some lasting love.
Yes, I hope so too.
Right. Back to your music though. That's very, very soon. You've collaborated with big names such as Angel Avery, Regina Parsnip, Jay Cloud, and Lester Funko Pop. Are you able to share who, if any, of these you'll be working with again? If not, can we expect any new collaborations?
Oh, there's a lot. I'm so excited. So, I mean, the lead single will come out, but obviously there will be a whole album which is coming out this year in the next months. I have some amazing features. This time around, I work with people I have never worked with before. I can say
Okay,
that.
so all new, all new. Okay.
Yes, like the whole team. You know, I love usually to have like my, you know, I guess comfortable zone where I'm like, you know, surrounded by people that I know and, you know, I can share what I have to say and, you know, when I don't like something and stuff. But this time around, you know, I kind of got out of it. I worked with a lot of new people. I worked with like really amazing producers like Jenny Talia this time.
Oh,
Um
love Jenny. Very talented,
yes.
very talented. Hmm.
Um and the collabs this time, you know, will be different. I mean, with the lead singer that's coming out, I mean, we will reveal it anyways. But you know, Jay Cloud, for example, is the feature for the first lead single. Um, it's our first song together, if we think technically, because the first like wannabe, I think that's what you were mentioning
Was referring to,
with.
yeah.
It was like you know, it wasn't my song. It was just like, you know, like a fun group song. We didn't really think any of it. You know, it's barely mixed. It's just like out in the open. We just thought it was a fun moment and just released it. But me and JC go way back. We know each other from both of our like Rockford starting times when we were both just artists. Because we came around in like the same time, we got signed during the same time, and we instantly clicked. And in the past like 1.5 years, we really went through a lot, and it was just a special moment to work with her or them again. Um, so I'm pretty excited about that. I do have um someone else on a song that I'm really, really proud of and I'm really excited about. And I feel like the song will be a single too, but I don't want to say the name because people will not expect it. There's a lot of unexpected stuff this time on this album. Like a lot of unexpected people will show up, a lot of unexpected features, but again, like everything is new. There's no like nothing on it that I have done before or people that I have worked before with.
Okay. Okay. So expect the unexpected. Can't
Exactly.
share a whole lot, but lots to be excited for. Okay.
Yes.
I respect it. I respect it. I just have a couple more things for you before I let you go. How do you think people are going to react to it?
I'm so scared. For the single, I'm like so scared because it's so different. I have never done anything like this before. I mean, I can say so much. It is very hyper poppy. Um, I usually am, I never touched a hyperpop song before, so it was a little bit scary. It's like hyperpop slash rap, I guess, but it's very fun. It's very dancey. People will have a lot of fun with it, and I feel like it's like kind of an anthem for like self-love and to
Mm-hmm.
stand up for yourself. Because you
Yeah,
don't
definitely
have no
like,
time for tears, that's what it means. You just don't have like
okay.
any you just don't have time for sit there and cry and other people to just sit there and console other people. You have to think for yourself.
No, right, right. It sounds like the perfect kind of like happy, uplifting project going into summer. I
It
definitely,
is, it
yeah.
is.
Did that timing come into play at all as well? Did you think about,
um
how, vitamin D and our bodies react to, and then especially music playing in the background
maybe
outside of it, that kind of thing?
maybe it did come to place. I will say this time when I picked the song, I had everything ready already, like the whole album is already done. um so I was picking this time. Usually, I never have done this before. Usually, I finish a song and say, "Oh, it's a single." But this time around, I had 8 finished songs, and I could pick from one. So that was nice, and it just maybe without me thinking about it, it was a reason for it that I just felt like that it's the right time to go into summer. Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm very excited. Okay, so you don't have to give me names. I don't know if maybe like a number, is there a specific track that you're most excited for people to hear? I don't know, something that either means the most to you, something that was the most fun to make or produce, something that was the most fun to write, anything along those lines.
I mean, I can say names because I mean, in the end, who's going to give me any trouble? I'm the
Besides yourself.
COO, so
Right,
like
right, right.
um, I feel like the second single, which is coming out soon, very, very soon too. It's coming out in May already. It's like one of my favorite songs. It's called Regrets.
Regrets. Okay.
I love the song a lot. Like I think lyrically, it's the best thing I've ever wrote. Just because it's so, I don't know, it's just like a let loose song. It's just like, for me, I'm like a person. I sit in the car sometimes and pull up the music and make it really loud and just drive. And it's like a song like that where you just sit in the car, don't think about anything. You're just smiling and you're happy and you're like just let go, if you know what I mean. And I think that's one I'm very excited for. I'm also very excited for a song called Last Dance.
Okay, Regrets, Last Dance. Okay, okay.
That's like the two of them. It changes every day though, because I'm listening to them every day and it always changes around. But like Regrets and Last Dance are the favorites. I think Last Dance, if someone remembers my song Spotlight, um, it's very much vibey like that. Um,
So like a brother sister kind of vibe to that
it
song.
kind of is. It kind of is. It also, it's like a happy, like it's like a dance song that which still like goes very much in depth. It has a lot of meaning behind it, but you would never notice if you don't really listen to the lyrics. So, you either, take the song to deal with stuff, or you just don't listen to the lyrics, just sing along and dance to it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so exciting, so exciting. We'll definitely have to get you back in here once we've had the chance to fully digest it ourselves, and kind of go through it all track by track, if you will. But with this one single coming out, what message do you hope that listeners take away from that song?
Um, just to have fun with it, honestly, to have fun with it, to um scream to it, actually, scream the chorus as loud as you can in the best way, scream it in your ex-boyfriend's face. Because I would do that. But yeah, just celebrate with it and celebrate yourself, celebrate your strength, and have fun with it the most you can. Breakups can be hard and can be very sad, but at some point you have to stand up and you have to move along. And I feel like it's a perfect song for it. Just move on, stand up, and don't let no man, in this case, I'm sorry girls, but no man in this case, take you down.
Right, right. I love that. And I'm so excited. It's the season of self-love, the season of Felix Fox. I'm excited for everything that's to come. Thanks for
Me
sitting
too.
down with me, Felix.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think do you have something maybe you want to share before you go?
I do.
Okay, very, very. Well, anyways, for all who's been watching, my name is Jackson Malone with Weasel News, and this is Felix Fox. Stay tuned for everything he's got in store for you.